Let's count down 15 forgotten one-hit wonders from 1970 that deserve another spin. These weren't just songs, they were neon dreams, FM radio ghosts, and jukebox memories you can still hum in the dark. And the final track, it launched a Dutch invasion with a riff that still melts speakers.
Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean. The Tyler, hold on. Hey, goodbye.
Number 15, Reflections of My Life by Marmalade.
It's one of our own songs too, which makes it even better for us. It's on our latest LP. It's called Reflections of My Life.
If you've ever looked out a rain-soaked window and felt the whole world slow down, this was your soundtrack. Marmalade wasn't just a band. They were a British response to the soul-searching of the late 60s, and Reflections of My Life was their only U.S. chart breaker. It cracked the top 10 with a guitar tone soaked in sadness and a vocal that wavered like a confession. The lyrics a soft plea from a man drowning in the past.
His mansion now just lies in ruin.
For one fleeting moment, the world stopped and listened. But up next, a song that stomped through speakers and crashed into the rock scene like thunder. Number 14, Mississippi Queen by Mountain.
Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean.
Raw, ragged, and feral, this was Southern fried rock carved from concrete. Mountain's Mississippi Queen ripped through the charts with one of the dirtiest cowbell intros in rock history. You can't help but grit your teeth when that riff hits. It's not just a song, it's a bar fight in 3 minutes. Mountain never repeated its success, but they didn't need to. They gave us a power blues anthem that still fuels biker bars and basement bands.
Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean.
But what comes next? A summer breeze from across the pond that never fully left. Number 13, In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry.
In the summertime. Signore e signori, I Mungo Jerry.
You know the one, that breezy skiffle rhythm, the jug band swing. Mungo Jerry's In the Summertime was the world's carefree anthem in 1970. It didn't matter where you were. If it came on, everything suddenly felt like a beach. It sold over 30 million copies worldwide. Yet the band never found that magic again. Just one hit, frozen in sun-drenched perfection, and inspired a generation of misfits and dreamers. But next, we bring it back to the soft glow of a love song, written like a poem. And I'll write you a poem if you hit the subscribe button right now. Number 12, Love Grows Where My Rosemary Goes by Edison Lighthouse.
He ain't got no money, her clothes are kind of funny, her hair is kind of wild and free.
It's the kind of tune that plays once and lodges itself in your brain for years. Love Grows danced to number 1 on the UK charts and snuck into the US top 5 with a pop sparkle that masked its studio origins.
Right now we've gone to the number 1 song, and it's number 1 for the second week running, Edison Lighthouse and Love Grows.
Edison Lighthouse wasn't really a band. It was a studio concoction fronted by Tony Burrows, who famously had multiple hits with different bands in the same year. This one stuck. A song about a girl named Rosemary who might never have existed, yet everyone felt like they knew her. Next, a song you've heard in more Tarantino-style soundtracks than you realize. Number 11, Little Green Bag by George Baker's Selection. Cue the slow motion walking scene. Little Green Bag kicked off Reservoir Dogs, but before that, it was a Dutch sleeper hit in 1970 that managed to infiltrate U.S. charts with its moody groove. That bass line, instant cool. The vocals, like a spy wrapped in velvet. George Baker's selection never followed up in America, but this one track etched their name into pop culture permanence. Coming up, a tropical daydream that washed ashore and left behind a melody made of waves. Number 10, Montego Bay by Bobby Bloom.
I thirst to be thirsty in Montego Bay. Sing out, oh, oh.
Close your eyes and you're there. A beach, a breeze, and Bobby Bloom's voice calling you into vacation mode. Montego Bay was one of those tracks that transported you instantly. Steel drums, whistling breaks, and a chorus that smiled wider than the Caribbean sun. It charted modestly in the U.S. but became an eternal summer staple worldwide. Sadly, Bloom died young, and this song became a kind of musical postcard. Upbeat on the surface, bittersweet in hindsight. But next, a track from a band that vanished almost instantly, yet left a lyric echoing in arenas. Number 9, I've Gotta Make You Love Me by Steam.
I've gotta make you love me.
Steam's name might not stick, but everyone knows Na Na Hey Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye. What most people don't know, that wasn't their only swing. In 1970, they dropped I've Gotta Make You Love Me, a gritty, pleading follow-up that tried to capture lightning twice. It didn't chart like its infamous predecessor, but it pulsed with that same soulful desperation. Steam faded fast after this, but this track is the hidden chapter to their surprise success story. Coming up, a Dutch gem dipped in velvet vocals and slow dance dreams. Number 8, My Bellami by T-Set.
My Bellami, you were a child of the sun and the sky and the deep blue.
My Bellami, the name alone sounds like candlelight. This Dutch group rode the romantic wave into the U.S. top 5 in 1970 with a soft sight ballad that made heartbreak sound like a lullaby. The vocals, pure silk. The production, shimmering with European elegance.
Deep blue sea, my Bellami.
It was the kind of song that seemed to float instead of play. And just like that, T-Set was gone. A whisper on the airwaves caught in a single slow dance. But what comes next? A yellow anthem with a chorus that hits like marching boots and sunshine. Number 7, Yellow River by Christie. If Yellow River had come out in the streaming age, it would have broken the internet. This British rock band cracked the UK charts wide open and sent this marching sing-along echoing across America too. It's got everything: stomping piano chords, triumphant lyrics, and a chorus that explodes like a parade. You can practically hear soldiers coming home, fists raised in the air. Christie would never repeat the moment, but for one summer, they were the soundtrack of return and relief. Next, a sun-drenched Arizona tale from a solo star trying to outrun his past. Number 6, Arizona by Mark Lindsay.
Feel everything that's inside. When you come back down, girl, you still ain't feeling right.
You already know Mark Lindsay as the voice behind Paul Revere in the Raiders, but in 1970 he struck out solo with Arizona, a sweeping psychedelic love letter to a wild-hearted woman. The track soared into the U.S. top 10, blending sunshine pop with desert mysticism. Lindsay's voice is both commanding and dreamy, like he's trying to tame a storm and whisper to it at the same time.
Just keep getting hard to find. You know, pigs ain't playing any peace.
The track was bigger than expected and vanished just as fast. One brilliant mirage in the sands of AM radio. Up next, a track that boarded a spaceship and never quite came back. Number 5, Ride Captain Ride by Blues Image.
That's what we're going to do today. Sit and relax in the sun and listen to the Blues Image as they do Ride Captain Ride.
73 men sailed up from the San Francisco Bay. That opening line is burned into the memory of anyone who heard it in '70. Blues Image dropped this psychedelic soft rock odyssey into the charts and scored a top 5 hit, then disappeared just as mysteriously, with its swirling organ, watery guitar, and dreamy storyline.
Ride, Captain, ride upon your mystery ship.
Ride Captain Ride felt like a cosmic journey, part protest, part prayer. It's what the 70s sounded like when they looked to the horizon and imagined something better. But next, a love song that wrapped itself around every summer kiss and never let go. Number 4, Tighter, Tighter by Alive and Kickin'. It's the sound of two voices falling in love mid-note. Tighter, Tighter was co-written and produced by Tommy James, and Alive and Kickin' gave it all the punch and passion of a teenage slow dance anthem. The harmonies electric, the feeling pure devotion. It broke the top 10 and stayed on the radio long enough to make it into prom night memory banks across America. But the band couldn't follow it up, and this song became a kind of time capsule sealed with a kiss. What's coming next? A horn-blasted rock explosion that charged onto the charts like a muscle car on fire. Number 3, Vehicle by the Ides of March.
Typical of today's version of the big band is a group like the Ides of March.
Strap in, this one doesn't ask permission. Vehicle hits like a brass-knuckled fist of horns and swagger. The Ides of March, led by Jim Peterick, who later co-wrote Eye of the Tiger, delivered this explosive one-hit wonder in 1970. It blasted into the top 5 and never looked back, funky, frenzied, and dripping with attitude. It was a soul rock with a muscle car engine. If James Brown and Blood, Sweat, and Tears had a secret child, this was it. One hit and then silence, but the echo still rumbles. Coming up, a gospel rock anthem that still gets played at touchdowns, revivals, and funerals. Number 2, Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum.
Please welcome Spirit in the Sky!
You've heard it, we've all heard it, but do you know it came from a Jewish rocker with a love for fuzz pedals and gospel choirs? Spirit in the Sky was Norman Greenbaum's only major hit, and it hit hard. Number 1 in multiple countries with a riff that sounds like heaven opening up with distortion. It's a mix of religious imagery and psychedelic rock made irresistible. Greenbaum tried to follow it, but nothing came close. The song lives on in movies, commercials, and countless covers. But number 1, that one came from Holland and launched a global sensation with just one word. Number 1, Venus by Shocking Blue.
They're number 1 in America, they're top of the Dutch hit parades and all, and here they are, they're called Shocking Blue.
Goddess on the mountaintop. From the very first line, you're pulled in. Venus was a sensation, reaching number 1 in the U.S., lighting up Europe, and later, Bananarama in the 80s. But in 1970, it was Shocking Blue.
of beauty and love, and Venus was her name.
A Dutch band with a fierce front woman and a hypnotic sound, who delivered it to the world. The fuzzed out guitar riff, the pulsing beat, the chorus that sounds like a spell. It was electric, exotic, and unforgettable. And then they vanished. A single lightning strike across pop music's sky. If you found this deep dive memorable, hit like and subscribe so we can keep the music alive. These weren't just tracks. They were sonic postcards from 1970, signed in vinyl and sealed with static. Which of these songs hit you the hardest or surprised you the most? Next up, we're diving into 1974, where the ghosts of glam and folk clashed on every stage. You won't believe what made the list. Click the video on screen now to keep this journey going. Some legends fade, others hide in plain sight.